Brock Purdy's first career start. Brock Purdy's first career start went about as expected, right? 35-7 win over Tom Brady and a good defense. And Tampa Bay was without Vita Vea, who's one of the best interior defensive linemen. They were without both starting safeties, including Antoine Winfield, who does make plays, but still have to credit the offense and none more than Kyle Shanahan. I think this play kind of explains it. So let's talk through this first play. It's a Debo touchdown, who no MRI confirmed yet, but as of Monday morning, he probably has a high ankle sprain, and he's probably going to miss 4 to 5 weeks. So timetable's looking like wild card round, division round. We'll see. Anyway, the 49ers are going to be just fine because of all the other skill players that they have and the play callers. So Kyle Shanahan on this touchdown, you have Kittle and Debo in the backfield. Your receiver is Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and then tight end flexed here, Tyler Kroft. So Tampa Bay's in man coverage. And when you have, it's going to be a run to the right. They're going to toss the ball to Debo outside here. They're in man coverage. This player is the force player. What the force player means is he is responsible for coming up and making a tackle at the line of scrimmage, right? By sending Brandon Ayuk in motion here, you remove the force player. And now you have a new force player who's probably not used to doing, just coming up free like he would be. So instead, he has to fight over a block. And since there's no force player there, it's easy peasy if you get that guy sealed. Now, this guy, your new force player, has to take on an offensive lineman. And as you can see, no shot. McGlinchey does a great job. Kittle gets just enough. And Debo races around the edge, essentially unblocked for a touchdown. This is what the 49ers can do. And it will be interesting to see if they use more of McCaffrey without Debo. Because, obviously we all know he's a hell of a player. But great job right there by McGlinchey. I thought, honestly, the 49ers kind of punched the Bucs in the mouth. And they were just so much more physical than they were. And it showed on a few of these plays. But that's a great play call. Great design to get Debo to the edge and turn it into a foot race. Touchdown. Nothing like your first start coming against Todd Bowles. So Todd Bowles, notorious for bringing pressure. How did Brock Purdy do under pressure? 7 for 8, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, 13.6 yards per attempt, which was the second highest in Week 14 among all quarterbacks. And 6 of those 7 throws went for either a first down or a touchdown. He looked the part, and that's what you want. So let's just walk through this play here. Again, you have to be able to create under pressure. You have to be able to go above and beyond the play that's called. Sometimes the routes are not going to be probably the most impressive part about Purdy in this game. So let's watch the play itself out here. So first of all, he has to turn his back, the defense. And as soon as he turns his back, there's a guy in his face. Could easily panic. Doesn't. Climbs the pocket. Knows where his check down is. George Kittle. Kittle picks up the first down. Does not seem like much, but that could easily turn into a disaster, right? And you'll notice that he takes a lick here at the end, but I just thought that the way that Purdy moved around the pocket all day, you could see his athleticism, you could see his creativity, always under control too. I think that's probably the most important part. He wasn't flustered, right? He wasn't frazzled by the opposite color flashing. That's a good play. All right, so last week, Kyle Shanahan was telling us Purdy is going to look deep to short, and he loves that. He admires his aggressiveness. On this play, 3rd and 1, they're going to run, what is this, John Gruden special, Spider Y2 Banana. Kittle's the fullback. He's wide open. He's there. It's 3rd and 1. You can take that, and I don't know if he scores, but he for sure picks up the first down. Instead, I'm thinking home run. I'm thinking big play. And what happens? You draw a flag. So do they pick up the first down? Because, I guess what I'm trying to say is instead of picking up the first down through Kittle, through a 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard pass, Purdy's looking down the field. And you could see he almost right there. He's looking at pulling the trigger to Kittle. Doesn't like it. Knows that Kroft is open. Gets a flag. 1st and goal from the 1, and you end up scoring a touchdown. You can tell Shanahan likes Purdy's athleticism because this game, he was getting him on the move, right? He was rolling the pocket. He was making sure that he could take advantage of Purdy's mobility. So they're going to run play action, which happened on 27% of his dropbacks, I believe. Unblocked rusher. Right here, the play should be dead, right? So you have your typical levels. You have first level, you have second level, you have third level. But when somebody is in your face, and this defender just so happens to be unblocked, as you can see, and then Joe Tryon out of Washington, he's a very good athlete. He's probably going to be a really good player eventually. But just to make him miss there is incredible. To keep the play alive, right? Forget everything that happens afterward. The fact that Purdy can make him miss, keep his eyes downfield, and find somebody is one thing. Also, again, looking deep, right? Looking at the second and third levels. So it makes the guy miss, doesn't panic, under control, second layer, first down. That is a heck of a throw right there to find the window. That is how you get your teammates on your side right there. That is how you win, not just in-season games, but playoff games. This is a big deal. This is a very good play. That's not easy to do against number 9 right there, who, again, is a high-end athlete. Throws it on the run. That's as good as it gets right there. All right, sometimes you're going to need your quarterback to bail you out, right? So the Bucs have a simulated pressure, and what that is so you have the 4 down linemen right here. One of these guys are going to drop off, and one of these linebackers from the second level is going to blitz. So it's still a 4-man rush, but you're changing the eye level, right, of the quarterback. So he sees somebody drop off, or he might only see 3 guys coming here. It just messes with what they're seeing, messes with what they're used to going through. So watch it play out. As you can see, bottom of the screen, he falls off, and the linebacker to the top of the screen blitzes. What does that do? That makes this guy unblocked. The line does the right thing, takes the inside guy, first threat. So Purdy just navigated the pocket, bought some time, and picked up a first down. It is in your job description to make plays like this. We have not seen quarterbacks on the 49ers make plays like this consistently. He's already done it twice, and we're still in the first quarter. So here we go. End zone view, end zone angle. This is a good job, actually, by the offensive line. Ideally, right, they're sliding this way to our right, but it doesn't happen because you don't know that they're going to run this type of pressure. Again, Todd Bowles is a high-level defensive coordinator. He knows that you knew coming into this game that he was going to do everything that he could to confuse Purdy. So you have to be a playmaker, right? You have to be creative. That subtle pocket movement right there. So watch, he's on the hash right now. He sees the unblocked rusher. No panic. He's not going to drop his eyes. He's not going to tuck the ball and run. Just buy time, buy time, buy time. So look where the ball is when he catches it off the snap. He's on the hash. About 2.5, 3 yards moving. Now he's over the center. And then, of course, you get into Debo's hands, and he does the rest of the work. But the play's made because the quarterback got rid of the ball, right? The quarterback didn't panic under pressure. The quarterback made a play. Again, it's not, those type of plays aren't really the ones that get noticed. Those aren't the highlight type of plays, but that is how you win the big games, playoff games, NFC West championships. Like, that is a huge deal right there. But if it seems like this just comes off as hyperbole and is over the top love for Purdy, understand that this is his first career start. Still, with that in mind, he had the second highest first down percentage and success rate. 2 stats that I think tell a big part of this story. He did it against Tampa Bay, a good defense with a good defensive coordinator. I understand that they were missing people, but again, this is a 7th round player making his first career start with a lot on the line. Now, like, the 49ers are a good team, obviously, but they're playing the Bucs, who are in the playoffs as well. So these are the type of plays that you can't help but notice, right? Like, the last play that I just showed, a very good play that not a lot of people are going to recognize. These plays are the types that will have Kyle Shanahan thinking after the season, maybe we need to make this guy our starter. Yeah, of course, He has to do it consistently over the next month and a half, and hopefully the 49ers are playing longer than that, but this is the Christian McCaffrey touchdown down the sideline. Watch it play itself out. Obviously, McCaffrey is McCaffrey, right? These two, in my opinion, are their best players on offense outside of, well, you could say these three. This trio right here is deadly, and I would put these three up against any trio on offense in the NFL. Okay, so now that you know you have a weapon like this, 49ers are using McCaffrey. I put this on a little YouTube clip earlier that no running back has more than 2 receptions over 20 yards in Christian McCaffrey. So Shanahan's doing a good job of taking advantage. Purdy does a good job here of giving him a chance. It doesn't happen if he panics against the blitz. Remember, Todd Bowles, pressure, king of pressure. They, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are going to bring 6 rushers on this play. Unfazed, does not matter. And pretty consistently throughout this game, that is a freaking dime, by the way. Purdy's back foot would hit, so watch his back foot, ball's coming out. There's nowhere else that you would rather have this pass, right? It's away from the defender. It's over the outside shoulder. That way McCaffrey can protect himself from a hit. The refs almost botched the call, but they got it right at the end. But let's watch from this angle. So 6 to block 5, somebody's going to come free, right? Brindle, not sure why your head's down here. Kittle comes over, does a good job, helps out, but there's still going to be somebody free. Don't care. And honestly, above all, the fact that, he just is unfazed in this moment is pretty cool. But what I appreciate the most about this play, and honestly Purdy in this entire game, when Tampa Bay brought pressure, when Tampa Bay brought an extra guy, when they were blitzing, he's not looking for that first level. He's looking to knock it out of the park. He's looking to go over the fence. He's looking for that home run. And sure enough, he did that. So could Purdy have gone underneath and hope that, he could hit Ayuk on this little pivot route? Could he have gone over the middle? Like that's how teams are used to defending the 49ers. You can't defend them right now in that same manner if Purdy is going to go up top like this. And this is what I've been begging for the last 2 years. Take advantage of the defense being over aggressive like this. And in this game, I know it's one isolated event, Purdy did that. And he should get all of the credit in the world. So if he doesn't do that next game, we'll talk about it. But this was the case over and over and over again under pressure. What's going to happen is these two tight ends, quote unquote, because Kyle Juszczyk and Kittle, they're going to run to the flat. They're going to try to widen the linebackers out and create a big window for this read route here. So Brandon Ayuk is going to come up and he's going to settle down. If he feels like he can get on top of the safety, then he's just going to run right by him, right? But you notice that the safety has any vertical route capped, so he's not going to be able to run by him. He's going to settle that down, and that's exactly what happens. It's on the quarterback to hit that window, and as you can see, this is just Shanahan being Shanahan, right? Taking what's there, knowing what he's going to get. The cornerback has to respect this guy right here, so it's an easy throwing window for Purdy. It's all about timing, though, right? So let's watch his footwork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 5. There's the hitch. Ball's coming out. As you can see, he's still working back to the ball. Ayuk. Ball's already out of Brock Purdy's hand. Ayuk's coming back to the ball. That type of timing is what allows this type of yak. Again, it's minor. It doesn't seem like much, but playing with that type of timing, your back foot hits, the ball comes out. Big play. And sure enough, what do great play callers do, like Shanahan? He's going to run the exact same play on the next play. So this time, it's just coming to the bottom of the screen. So same concept, as you can see. This time we're just going to go to the other side. And you can see Purdy, just reading this guy. He's going to tell you what to do. If he sinks, I'm going to throw it to Juszczyk down here. If he comes to Juszczyk, there's going to be a wide open window over here. And gets that. Cloud's able to turn up for a couple yards. Easy money, pitch and catch. Those are the layups that are built in this offense. And I mean, they're essentially free yards. You need to give these guys up front a lot of credit too, because clean sheets across the board. It would be weird if Purdy played this entire game without a mistake. Thankfully, the Bucs made a mistake themselves on this play, so they're flagged for defensive holding. But here's the interception that was called back. And this is honestly just a really good play from the defense. It's okay to acknowledge that the defense makes plays too, because more often than not, they do. Not everything needs to be assigned blame, right? Sometimes you just tip your cap. So in this play, 49ers, they're going to run double in. So he's going to come across the formation, and Ayuk's going to come across the formation. Purdy, so he sees 1, 2, 3, 4, right? He's not accounting for this player dropping off. We just talked about simulated pressures, and this isn't a simulated pressure because everybody is on the line, acting, bluffing as if they're coming. But the defensive end to the bottom of the screen drops off. What does he do? He actually does a great job, so Jennings falls down. That makes life easier on the defensive end. So now he doesn't have anybody to worry about. His eyes work back to the middle, and this is like a DB play. This is a very good DB play, linebacker play, a great play for a defensive line. He comes across. Purdy doesn't recognize him. INT. Of course, as we know, play was negated because Kittle was held. I imagine the coaching point for Purdy is just tell him, hey, you have to make sure that you account for that other defender. Earlier on in the game, there was a play like this at the second level where the safeties are sitting flat. They're poaching. They're looking to take away any crosser. And Purdy actually didn't make the mistake. However, this time he does. And I'll show you actually that play right now. But seventh rounder, right? You're expecting, I don't want to say expecting because that might feel strong, but it feels like he should be making more mistakes. And the fact that this was the lone mistake of the game, I think that's a great sign. All right, so here's that play from earlier in the game that I was mentioning. So 3rd and 11, it's an obvious passing down, and the Bucs are going to do what every team in the NFL does against the 49ers. They're going to poach, right? They're going to have their weak side safety come and try to take away the middle of the field or whatever crossing route the 49ers are running. We've seen this be an interception before. Sure enough, Purdy recognizes the other safety, doesn't throw. Here it is from the end zone angle. You have the safety right here. He's flat-footed. He's looking to poach. He's trying to rob anything coming across. Purdy doesn't make that mistake. And you could understand why he would throw this, right? Pause the screen. If I'm only looking at Kittle, who has separation, he's open. Throw the ball. Nope. It's a trap. That's what they want you to do, so the safety can undercut it. You see how hard that safety's coming down, expecting that ball to be thrown? We've seen that happen over the past couple of seasons. By the way, I know Trent Williams gets flagged for a holding. This player right here has a bright future. Very athletic, very aggressive, very strong. I have to love Purdy's athleticism. I mean, just appreciate how competitive he is. They do get flagged for holding. The play doesn't count. But I think the process of not throwing the ball and creating with your legs is a real takeaway in that play. All right, this is good coaching, right? You want to take advantage of an aggressive cornerback in Jamel Dean. He loves jumping routes. Kyle Shanahan actually spoke about this on Monday. He said that they didn't have this play drawn up. They had it where Brandon Ayuk, to the top of the screen there, would run the curl right there, but they never had the double move in. And he just said, I felt like it was a good time to do it. Sure enough, worked out exactly how they wanted to. So this is directly after the interception was negated. Let's watch the play itself out. Honestly, that's just an amazing route by Ayuk right there. Does a good job of dropping his weight. See him pump his arms right there, selling that he's going to settle down. And then just explodes by. But the quarterback, this is what you want right here, right? You want guys to be able to stand in there. You see him directing traffic. Hey, I need you here. Knowing that I'm probably going to get hit. It takes a lot of time to run that long of a route. So in order for that to happen, you need protection. This is a really good job by the defensive end. He picks off Banks. Williams is going all the way out. By the time Christian McCaffrey sees him, he's already releasing his route. So that means I'm going to have to stare down the face of a lineman, knowing that I'm going to get crushed and still deliver a touchdown. Watch the ball fake here by Purdy. That pump fake right there gets him off his feet. What does that do? That buys me a split second to get rid of this pass. This is not how a 7th rounder should play. This is not what a rookie should do. This is what you would expect from a veteran, a guy who's been there for multiple years. This is probably the benefit of playing 4 years at Iowa State, but that subtle pump fake right there. And look, he just Purdy gets depleted. He's almost parallel to the ground right there. If you're a quarterback in the NFL, these are the plays that you have to make to put your team over the top. And Purdy did that time and time again. And I feel confident, and I don't want to make it sound like this is hyperbole. I have nothing against Jimmy, but this was the best game that I've seen from a 49ers quarterback this season. And it's plays like that. Like, those are why. Those plays in my mind are transferable, sustainable, and I know that they just lost Deebo Samuel, but they have more than enough weapons. And if Purdy keeps playing the way he did against the Bucs, there's a very good chance that the 49ers are creeping towards the NFC Championship just based on their style of play. And obviously, the other side of the ball helps because they're dominant there. But if we're just focusing on Purdy, he was excellent. And you couldn't be, you would have to be nitpicky. And if we're just focusing on Purdy, he was as good as it gets in his first start. And it's safe to assume that he's only going to get better, right? Knowing that he has players like this making plays, this team, they're going to be just fine.